This is Providence Place Mall. Like many shopping centers, this is where thousands of people show up every day shopping. Most of them will work hard for their money, but will have little to show for it at the end of their lives.
Occupy Wall Street has quickly gained momentum in the past few months, but people are still unsure of what they actually want. To get a better perspective, we went down to Burnside Park to see Providence's Occupy movement.
Yeah, Occupy Providence is, the Rhode Island, the major Rhode Island incarnate of the international Occupy movement. There's over 1,500 cities occupying at the moment. And, this is what Occupy Providence looks like. Occupy gets flack around the country and around the world for being a young movement, a misguided movement, an unorganized movement, a movement that doesn't have goals, and that's clearly inaccurate. We have clear and obvious points of unity. This is a mass economic injustice that we're fighting. We're standing in solidarity with Occupy Wall Street against the practices of Wall Street and the 1%. Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, predatory loans, predatory lending, derivatives, speculation, all manner of unjust financial practices perpetrated by multimillionaires and billionaires.
But what does the movement stand for? According to a recent USA Today Gallup poll, 59% of Americans say they don't know enough to have an opinion about the movement's goals. But still, many occupiers would like to disagree.
Yeah, it's a pretty broad subject, but I don't think that the progressivism that we have in power right now is going to help, and neither are the conservatives. It's just something that, something new has to come of this, new ideas.
Wow, one thing is for sure, these people are pissed off. Corporations are certainly greedy, and the governments are corrupt. But what does Occupy Wall Street plan to do to fix these problems?
If you're looking for a box to put this in, it's not going to fit in any box. It's something different than anything we've ever had before. It's not. There's no timeline. We don't want to see the conversation end. We're not looking for an end point. There's no end game. We'd like to see the conversation continue, and this is not meant to stop.
This seems very familiar. Haven't we already seen this before? Yes, that really changed society, didn't it? Maybe we'll see another Summer of Love. I think we're beginning to understand what Occupy movement is all about.
Picture the scene in any fascist world leader's office as security rushes in to tell them of the latest threat to business as usual. Mr. President, protesters are massing in the streets. Yes, Agent Smith. And what are they doing? Well, sir, they are shouting things and throwing stones at the police. Some of them have banners, and others have started small fires and attacked businesses. They say they want change to various things, and if we don't change, they'll be back to shout some more and break things some more. Don't worry, Agent Smith. That'll never fucking work. What a joke. Go and spray them with the water cannon and tell them we'll look into it. Alternatively, let's imagine another world. Ooh, Mr. President, protesters are not massing in the streets. They're not? Well, what are they doing? They have formed credit unions, started political parties. Some are opening a bank, while others have formed farming, housing, and employment co-ops. One group has even opened its own school. Oh shit, the game's up. Run for your life, Agent Smith. These people are taking control of their own destiny, overcoming the consumer paradigm and providing for themselves. No longer sucking on the teat of the state or the economy. Arrgh! We're done for. Fortunately for fascist leaders around the world, These things seldom, if ever, happen. Instead, populations of conditioned bovine-dependent animals take to the streets, mouthing their desire to be free and yet simultaneously looked after. Huh? How's that gonna happen? Move along, say your rulers. Back to your gerbil huts, back to your cells, back to your cages, back to work, and no talking at the back. More on that story later.
So fast forward 5 months later, an empty Burnside Park is all that remains of the Occupy Providence movement. Across the country, much of the same has happened, as the once powerful movement has dissolved into nothing.
Whatever happened to keeping the conversation alive, Jared? Used to be all about ousting corporate greed. Now it looks like you're working at a soup kitchen, since now Occupy Providence has opened a makeshift homeless shelter. Not exactly the impact you were looking for, huh? So while change sounds nice, and the Occupy movement seems like a good idea, it's one thing to talk about change. It's a completely different ballgame when you talk about actually doing something. But hey, it sounds cute, doesn't it?